Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to chart the remarkable story of a car that became a true cultural icon, the Toyota Celica.
So let's start with its name. Toyota chose Celica, which comes from the Latin word for heavenly. And, this wasn't just some clever marketing gimmick, it was a real statement of intent. Right from day one, this car was meant to be something truly special, something that was really aspiring to greatness.
Now, the Celica wasn't born in a vacuum. Nope, it was actually Toyota's direct answer to the Ford Mustang, which had created this whole new market out of nowhere. The formula was pretty simple, but boy was it effective. You take the reliable, everyday parts of a family sedan, in this case the Toyota Celica, and you wrap them in a sleek, sporty, and exciting body.
Okay, so let's dive right into this first chapter. The birth of a legend that would honestly define accessible performance for an entire generation.
For its first 15 years, the Celica was just a pure, classic, rear-wheel drive sports car. It all started with that flowing Coke bottle style of the 70s, and it really leaned into that Japanese Mustang nickname with the liftback model. But as trends changed, so did the Celica, eventually evolving into that sharp, angular machine of the 80s, complete with, of course, those iconic pop-up headlights.
But then, in the mid-80s, everything changed. I mean everything. The Celica was about to find its true calling, not on the smooth pavement of the street, but in the brutal, unpredictable, and glorious world of rally racing. So, in 1985, Toyota completely tore up the rulebook for the Celica. They switched all the standard models over to a more modern front-wheel drive system. But the real revolution, the game changer, was the introduction of a new Halo model, an absolute beast with a turbocharger and a super sophisticated all-wheel drive system. This was the car that would change everything. They called it the GT4. And make no mistake, this wasn't just some sporty appearance package. It was a homologation special. Basically, a weapon built with one single purpose in mind, to go out and dominate the World Rally Championship. And dominated it did. Oh yeah, the GT4, across its three generations, the ST165, the ST185, and the ST205, it became a rally dynasty. With absolute legends like Carlos Sainz, Juha Kankkunen, and Didier Ario behind the wheel, the Celica won an incredible 4 Drivers' World Championships in just 5 years.
But the Celica's rally story has this huge dramatic twist. Right at the absolute height of its power, the Toyota team was famously disqualified from the entire 1995 season for using a cleverly engineered and very illegal turbo restrictor. It was just a stunning, jaw-dropping end to one of the most dominant reigns in the history of the sport.
So after that dramatic exit from the world of rally, the Celica entered its final chapter. This was an era of really bold design, but it was also one that collided head-on with some harsh new realities. The 7th and final generation, which launched in 1999, was a radical redesign. It was sharp, it was futuristic, a clear attempt to grab a new, younger audience. But the thing is, despite its bold looks, the world it was born into had changed dramatically. The numbers here, well, they tell a pretty brutal story. In the US, sales went from over 52,000 in the year 2000 all the way down to just over 3,000 in its final full year on the market. It wasn't just a decline, it was a complete and total collapse. So, what happened? Well, this wasn't just about the car itself. This was a perfect storm of powerful economic forces that were reshaping the entire auto industry. The whole market for affordable sports coupes was just vanishing, hammered by financial crises in Asia, the long-term effects of Japan's bubble economy bursting, and a strong yen that made the car way more expensive overseas. It was a harsh lesson for sure. Even a legendary car isn't immune to global economic shifts.
And so, after 36 years and 7 incredible generations, the journey finally came to an end. The very last Celica rolled off the assembly line in the spring of 2006. So, with the story seemingly over, why does this name, this car, still matter so much to so many people today? What is its lasting impact?
When you really look back, it's like the Celica lived 4 totally distinct lives. It began as Japan's answer to the Mustang. Then it transformed into a world-beating all-wheel drive rally champion. It tried to reinvent itself one last time with a bold, futuristic experiment. And through all of that, it cemented itself as a lasting icon, a name that represents adaptability and performance for Toyota.
And that brings us to the future. Because in late 2024, Toyota confirmed that the Celica is coming back. And this leaves us with one final, very exciting question to think about.
In a completely new automotive world, what will the Celica's fifth life look like? And can a legend like this truly be reborn?